Hi, I'm Elsa, and today I'm gonna read the book Healing is the New High. Maybe this is the part 4. Yeah, I'm continuously doing. With traumatic loss, it's really hard for the mind to wrap itself around the concept that these things really happened and that is true. Below, I describe my symptoms and their trajectory. Denial. I was still a little unsure if this really was the end. I questioned whether or not we should actually try to make things work. I mean, if this was love, we shouldn't just give up on it. Hatred. Hate is a strong word, and I don't like using it. But this is how I describe that I felt toward her. She inspired, she, she embarrassed me, played me for a fool, and got in the way of my most important friendships. But I wasn't just angry with her. I felt anger toward a whole gender, woman. I felt they couldn't be trusted and that nice guys do instead finish last. Disappointment. I went into a deep mode of overthinking, questioning why things hadn't worked out on the way I thought they should have. What had gone wrong? Why had she done it? She said she loved me. And when she stopped sending me text messages to which she was getting no response, I even said to myself, if she really loved me, why would she let this end? Self-blame. I went through a period where I blamed myself for the breakup. Maybe if I paid more attention to her, she wouldn't have shifted her attention elsewhere. I thought. I recall statements that she'd made in order to evoke guilt in myself. I even began questioning my looks and my physical attributes, which just led me feeling even more insecure. Anti-love. I told myself I never love again and that I never commit to anyone. I actually convinced myself that I needed to become more of a player. Although this role wasn't in my nature, and I never quite fulfilled it. I did start to have more random hookups, but I often felt ashamed and disappointed in myself after them. Moving through the pain toward healing. After the end of that relationship, I kept telling myself not to get too deep with people. I had a guard up, and as soon as I said I was falling for a girl or I felt threatened by one, as, as if she were going to hurt me, I tried to hurt her first and broke things up without giving her a chance. I had trust issues, and I never admitted to them. If a girl had a close male friend, I assumed the worst, and this created problems in my romantic relationships. This often meant I wouldn't give girls the treatment they deserved and that I was capable of. And although I believe that everything happens for a reason, and things have worked out as they were meant to, I'm truly sorry that I inflicted my own pain and insecurities onto my romantic partners. I was always the one to end these relationships, and I take responsibility for the times when I didn't act with love, compassion, and understanding. The truth is, after that breakup, I needed to undergo the whole healing process. The relationship had several dented my belief in others and more importantly in myself. The flaws in my perception meant I could never love with all of my being. I was unable to return up and in a relationship with genuine love to give. I was always trying to receive love, and the moment I felt it wasn't being delivered in the way I wanted it to be, I switched up. What I didn't know was that I was already healing. From the moment I made the difficult decision to end that relationship for good, every minute, every painful emotion, and every flicker of rage or doubt become vital to my ability to become the person I am today, the person I so badly wanted to be. I'm not saying that I'm done. There's always work to do, and there will always be wounds to acknowledge and heal. But when I started to take an active role in my own healing, I realized I started the work years earlier. I just hadn't known how to understand it or how to interpret the moments of clarity I experienced and how to use my emotions to propel me forward instead of becoming stuck in a hole. Even in the early stages of my relationship with my wife, I acted on the pain of my past. Fortunately, my wife had the capacity and the willingness to hold space for me to healing. It was my responsibility to commit to my healing journey and also to hold space for hers, which she was equally devoted to. We were both grieving over past relationships, and although it took time, when I learned to put my ego aside and welcome the potential of a new life, there was no going back. Your journey toward healing. This isn't a book about relationships. Well, it is in a way because relationships, not necessarily romantic ones, are always an important element of a person's healing journey. But I want to make it clear that I'm not sharing the story of this breakup with you because the book is about breakups. Instead, I'm sharing it to lay bare a little part of myself to reveal a pain that I felt and healed from in all its earliness. The story also reveals some of the things about myself that I've been most ashamed of over the years: paranoia, jealousy, ego, insecurity, and a willingness to believe lies because I didn't want to be alone. Being ready to reveal those darker parts of ourselves is vital if we want to draw light into our life again. And if I'm going to ask you to do it, you have to know that I'm willing to do it too. My intention in this book is to give you the support and motivation necessary for you to embark on your personal journey to inner healing. I understand that some journeys will be harder than others. You may be healing from a relationship breakup, sure, but if you are healing from something else, you're welcome here too. If you've been through a traumatic experience that you still struggle to speak about, you are welcome here. And whether you're recommitting yourself to healing all emotional wounds or battling with something new and raw, you're welcome here. You'll gain insight into your raw life experience and discovered opportunities to reflect on and see your pain in a new way. I won't pretend that every page will be easy to read and that every moment of this journey will be good for you, because the reality of inner healing is that it hurts. You have to face up to experiences and emotions that you've tried to squash, feelings that you're hiding away in the recesses of your mind. You have to confront your own perspective on the world, on yourself, and on other people. And you must invite yourself to accept the possibility that you were wrong, that things weren't always the way you thought they were. One thing I know about drama is that it distorts and intensifies every negative thought, feeling, physical sensation, and so on that we have. Drama is like being covered with urban woods and wading into the ocean. A person who is whole and healed will very likely experience a positive sensation, especially if the water's warm and inviting and they love the ocean. However, someone who's experiencing drama will immediately feel pain as the salt water burns each wound. Drama makes us thin-skinned, overly sensitive, hypervigilant, and prone to pain, and it's often all encompassing too. So, our attention is focused on the pain and on desperately trying to avoid more of it. When you experience the world through the lens of drama, it's easy to miss the opportunity for positive experiences. Healing isn't a linear process. We move 2 steps forward and 1 step back on all levels. Gradually, healing can ripple out like a stone tossed into a pool of still water. Each ripple penetrates the drama and replacing it with healing journey. Committing to the practices of healing is the first step. Be patient with yourself and get support where you can, and positive changes will occur without you even noticing. No matter how skeptical or unsure you feel right now, you're here reading these words and taking the first steps on your healing journey to powerful inner healing. You're doing it already, and with this book in your hands, you don't have to do it alone. Every chapter includes the gift of 1 or 2 practical exercises that will gradually lead you to a new sense of confidence and freedom. Each exercise is simple, and you'll learn how to integrate it into your daily life in a way that makes your healing process a part of your everyday. Inner healing isn't something you do in the evenings or on weekends. You learn to work on it all the time, and I'll share more of myself along the way. Of course, I'll tell you about the experiences that have helped me and that I hope will remind you that you are in a good company. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for listening.